Race 40 is the Baden Stakes. It's over 1 mile and 2 furlongs. Handicap 0 to 100. Top weight is Primal Power for Daniel French. Red Dwarf, Paul Parsons. Game of Thrones, Daniel French. Zagato Bounty, David Robertson. Cornish Wing, Stu Gray. All Bets Off, Graham Clutterbuck. Metallica, Danger Steve. Swinging Mulberry, Martin Leadham. And Music for David Hooley. 9 runners then. We've got Metallica and Music in this one. So away we go. And fairly even start. Looks to be Zagato Bounty on this near side, just pulling for its head. He's leading them. It's going to have a long way to get around to get onto the rail if that's what it wants to do. And it's still just about in front, but it looks like Cornish Wing now for Stu Gray, who takes up the running. That allows Zagato Bounty now to move across into second. Then comes Game of Thrones and Primal Power. Over on the rail we have Metallica next to Music. Then comes Red Dwarf, Swinging Mulberry and All Bets Off, the early back marker. So it's Cornish Wing who leads inside the 7 furlong pole. Zagato Bounty is second. Primal Power moving up on the outside of Game of Thrones in third. Then comes Red Dwarf, Metallica over on the rail. Music on the outside of that one, Swinging Mulberry and All Bets Off. They're inside 6 furlongs now, and it's Cornish Wing who still leads by about a couple of lengths to Zagato Bounty and Primal Power. Red Dwarf moving up on the outside. Game of Thrones and the Grey Silks comes next, but it's Cornish Wing who leads by about a length to Zagato Bounty. Then comes Game of Thrones, Red Dwarf and Primal Power. On the outside then of that one is Swinging Mulberry, but it's Cornish Wing being challenged now by Red Dwarf. They're inside 4 furlongs. Cornish Wing though kicks again. Red Dwarf in second, then comes Zagato Bounty. Little gap opening up back to Metallica, Primal Power and Game of Thrones, but it's Cornish Wing who still leads inside the 3 furlong pole. Red Dwarf is second, Zagato Bounty third, but it's Cornish Wing for Stu Gray, leading by about 2 to 3 lengths from Red Dwarf. Then comes Zagato Bounty, Metallica on the rail, Primal Power and Swinging Mulberry. Game of Thrones in there too, but it's still Cornish Wing who leads. We've got a furlong and a half left to run. It's Cornish Wing from Zagato Bounty. Red Dwarf getting back up into second, but Cornish Wing inside the final furlong still leads by 3 or 4 lengths. I don't think they're going to catch him. It's Cornish Wing now from Game of Thrones. Red Dwarf's tiring. Cornish Wing, Game of Thrones. Metallica coming up on the rail, but Cornish Wing's going to hold on to win this one. Cornish Wing from Metallica, Game of Thrones, Music all the way back to Primal Power at the rear of the field, and Stu Gray picks up a winner here in Germany. Cornish Wing, the grey, once it got to the front it never let go of the lead. Metallica got up for second for Danger Steve. Game of Thrones their third. I think that's one of Daniel French's colours. So Cornish Wing for Stu Gray, the winner. Metallica, Danger Steve in second. Game of Thrones, indeed it was, for Daniel French in third. Music, David Hooley in fourth. And Swinging Mulberry for Martin Leadham in fifth.